beauty blender?
Did you check in the cabinet where it belongs?
In the cabinet. Found it!
Okay, this is just really interesting for me, and this is probably not the case for most other people, but I don't wear makeup, so it was not until fairly recently that I learned what a beauty blender was. And I know that, doesn't really matter that much, it's not that big a deal, but I'm just learning recently lots of different beauty products and things that I didn't even know existed, like lip crayons and cream eyeshadow and things like that I just never heard of in my life, and I've just found really interesting. I feel like makeup is kind of a whole that when you start learning about it, there are just so many interesting products and stuff that just makes me really curious. Even though I still don't wear makeup, I like watching beauty tutorials and stuff.
Babe, I need in front of that mirror so I can shave.
Oh, just stand next to me.
There's not an inch of space left in the reflection. Your hair is taking up all that real estate.
All right, just give me a second. This autumn-themed makeup palette is messing me up.
The reality of living in a house where you do not have enough bathrooms is very real. It is a very serious struggle.
How do I look?
A little bit like a pumpkin-themed food fight.
I knew it! I just gotta start all over.
Liza, I seriously need to shave so I can get to work.
Okay, I'll just fix my makeup in the car.
No, that's way worse. You're not supposed to fix your makeup while driving.
I can't hear you. I'll see you when I get home.
Yeah, or I'll pick you up from traffic court. Either one.
Which is worse, fixing your makeup while driving or texting? I've heard that you can drive the length of a football field in the time it takes to check a text, but doing makeup is definitely a lot longer and more complicated process than just reading a text message. They did a good job on that sound effect.
Goodness, why is it so hot in here?
The AC is broken.
Again?
Like clockwork. The boss says it'll take a while to get fixed. Kinda convenient that it only takes time to fix when she's on vacation, though.
I think a sound effect was missing here, where it was supposed to be used to change the scene, transition from the first scene to the second. Unfortunately, that couldn't be fixed because the episodes were not run past me before they were deemed finished, so even though I was directing it, I was unable to make any necessary corrections before the final product was considered ready for release.
Don't tell the new girl and maybe she won't notice.
Geez, it is hot in Texas. At my old workplace, it was always like 11 degrees and I had to wear a cardigan every day.
Well, you know what they say. Everything's extra in Texas.
Okay, this is something interesting that I just recently learned about Texas from a video that I watched, but apparently in Texas, and I don't know if any other countries or states ever do this, but they like to make things shaped like the state of Texas in Texas, and that just feels so unusual to me, as I guess they have a very strong sense of loving themselves and the place that they're from. They'll make snack foods and swimming pools shaped like the state, and that's just really out there, really wild to me.
You're sweating buckets, Miss Richards. Why don't you tie your hair back?
I can't.
What? You didn't bring a hair tie?
No, I literally can't tie my hair back. Nobody makes hair ties name-proof.
Don't be...
I have a Ghanaian auntie, and she was telling me how much she sympathizes with this struggle of being unable to tie your hair back because it's too thick, and it'll just damage or break your hair ties. I know they make specialty hair ties and stuff nowadays that I believe are supposed to be extra strong for 4C hair textures and stuff like that. But I still think it's a bit of a novelty at the moment, and most hair ties still aren't designed with the durability.
Ridiculous. Look, I've got a spare hair tie right here. Let me help you.
You can try, but let me write up a waiver first. I am in no way responsible for what happens to poor Florida here.
Okay, interestingly, this character's name was not supposed to be Florida. If you looked at the script or on the script, the character's name is actually Florida, which I believe comes from the same root as the word Florida, but we often forget that the names of different states in the United States are from different cultures. Their origins come from different languages, and so the name Florida has to do with flowers, but when we forget its origin and it's not pronounced in its proper way, then it loses some of its original meaning, which I feel like was really pretty.
Oh, come on. Just let me grab this strand and. Oh,
There's another sound effect error here, which again was overlooked and unable to be corrected, and that is that after Florida hurts herself with the rubber band snapping, the brushing sound was supposed to stop because she was no longer trying to help the character Eliza Richards tie her hair back. So that was something that should have been corrected in the final edit or in a final edit.
that hurts.
Liza, how many times do we have to tell you to stop injuring the other employees with your fro?
How does it hurt so bad?
That's it. I'm starting a hair care brand.
What? Just like that?
The best decisions are made on the spur of the moment.
No, I don't think so. There's a saying about that.
Does anyone have a pen I can borrow?
Aspiration killed the cat, Eliza.
Aspiration.
Actually, I have an older sister, not a biological older sister, but who really wants to start a fashion line, and I'm personally really into clothing design and stuff like that. I love pretty clothes, and specifically would love to make a line of clothes myself that is for women who are vertically challenged like myself. I always find it really inspiring when there are people who have creative ideas for starting companies and stuff, and that they're actually willing to go through with them, because so many people have ideas, but so few people are willing to invest in creating their ideas, or they're hesitant to go through with them. And so when I see people who have put in like the time and the energy to create their ideas, to make their ideas a reality, it's something that I find really inspiring.
Killed the cat, not look before you leap or haste makes waste.
Oh, dry up and go get me a coffee.
Aye, aye, Socrates.
And the tension was so thick, you could attempt to sever it with various cutting implements. But they would all get wedged in the
We
middle.
need to talk.
Oh no.
This is the year I'm going to start my hair care company.
So something interesting to me is that people will always say the tension was so thick you could do XYZ, when cutting something that has a lot of tension doesn't really have to do with how thick it is, but rather how extremely dangerous it is to cut something that's really tense, if you think about it. They mention in the book Treasure Island that cutting I believe they said a hawser, but it was the rope that the anchor was connected to on the boat when it was taut was as dangerous as a kicking horse, because it could lash out and harm you. So we always say the tension was so thick you could cut it with a butter knife or things like that. But honestly, cutting something that's tense isn't the problem. It's just how risky trying to deal with that tension is. It's one of those things about idioms or sayings that we say these things, but they don't always make as much sense as we just assume that they do because everyone says them.
Oh, oh no. My brother warned me about this. No good ever comes from your wife listening to podcasts and watching Oprah. But I just laughed back then.
I really want to do this, Aaron.
No, you think you want this, but what you really want is a fad diet with a trendy new fitness discipline. How about kettlebell yoga? That's in the budget.
The more you tell me I shouldn't, the more I want to do it.
Fine. Then you should do it.
Thank you!
No, you don't get to play both sides. Pick a lane and stay in it.
Okay, the hair care lane.
Think logically, baby. Do you have any idea how much this is gonna cost us?
3 times our collective net worth as a start.
And that's not a red flag to you?
Nope, a big green flashing light.
They're not supposed to flash.
I'm going to go draft my business model.
Aren't we going to have dinner first?
No time. I've got to get it done before 11:11 so I can make a wish while the stars are in alignment.
I know you're just messing with me, but it's still kind of annoying.
You love me.
I do, but I wish you'd make it easier to remember why.
One of my favorite parts of this series was actually, or the production process of this series, the actress who plays Eliza and who plays her best friend, who is not in this episode, but in all of the episodes after this. They do a very good job interpreting their roles, and they seemed to put a lot of passion and care into the way that they expressed their characters, and I really appreciated that. It made it but it made the process of working with them a more enjoyable process, because I felt like they really cared about trying to understand the characters that they were playing. And I like the moments when you are in the creative process of anything where you can tell that someone is passionate about what they're doing and care about the final outcome of what they're doing. And definitely the actress who played Eliza and the actress who plays Ruby and the actress who plays Mrs. Keem, who is in later episode as well, they all do very good jobs expressing the characters that they played, and I am so grateful to them for the job that they did on this project, and I am happy with the effort that they put into playing their characters. And the woman who plays Lucy Keem as well, they all did very good jobs, and I would work with them again. I feel like they were passionate about what they did and cared about the overall vision of the project, and that was very nice, and I appreciate it. And in the end, I like this story, and I love creating things that bring joy to people and help people feel better and have better days. And so working on a comedy series like this was still an experience that I really appreciate in spite of the things that didn't go the way that I wish they would have and how hard the process was. I still enjoy making people happy and making people laugh and helping be part of a process to bring joy to more people is something that I would like to do more and more times in my life. And I'm happy with that. Like, I feel like I put my best into this creation, and I hope that people will listen and enjoy it.